Hi, everyone. Welcome to Planted Seed. My name is Jessica, and I'm the founder of Planted Seed. We do our What's Your Story Wednesdays. And I mean, when I met you, I was like, oh, I have to interview her. Just such a strong soul and beautiful personality. And your heart is literally of gold. So go ahead, introduce yourself.
I just want to say, when I met you, I was like instantly a fan. I'm like, first, we were sitting right next to each other at the event.
And I was like, I'm so sorry, I'm giving my back.
Your hair was blocking me. It's okay though. It's okay though, because I'm like on my curl journey too. And I'm like, oh my God, I want my hair to look like that. And then you started talking. I'm like, hold on. I like what she's about.
Thank you. Go ahead. No, and thank you so much for joining us. I really try to do What's Your Story Wednesday to, there's not a lot of OGs anymore to talk to these kids. And I know that's kind of like what we say, when we grew up, like I feel like we had like mentorship. We had people that we trusted, even if it wasn't our parents. And I'm trying to see if I can use this platform to interview people to talk about their story. And if a teenager runs across this and they resonate with that, it's like, okay, they can reach out to you on a big sister type, so they can feel good and get some inspiration from you so they can be in their purpose. So go ahead, take the platform. This is about you. Tell us about you.
Thank you. I do want to comment on what you just said. When I was younger, I really don't remember having that person. So I'm super big, like, especially with my students now, I'm super big on being the person that I didn't even know I needed when I was younger, like somebody in between your parents. So it's like, you feel more comfortable talking to them. Because if you say a certain thing, well, I'm Dominican, so you know.
Okay, girl, I know the deal.
Right, so you already know how my mom was. So so I like being that middle person where it's like, I'm cool enough for you to tell me what's going on, and then you actually trust me too. So I'm so honored to be here today. But okay, I'll introduce myself now. So my name is Keanah. I am the owner, founder, creator, whatever, of Small Businesses NJ. That is something I'm very, very passionate about. A lot of people around me have small businesses. My father was a small business owner. And, what I do know is I know how to talk. That's about it. I don't know how to make shirts. I don't know how to cook. Well, I cook something, but
survivor skills.
Nothing that you want to buy, right? So I didn't really have that. I don't feel like I know how to design, whatever, but I know how to bring people together. So that worked out. It literally fell into my lap. But I host pop-up shops. I actually had my first networking event yesterday, and it went very well.
How exciting!
I'm gonna say I host networking events.
I love it. I can't wait to be there.
Oh my God, yes, you do.
Oh my goodness.
And free events for kids, because I have a nonprofit organization. I'm actually vice president of a nonprofit organization. We're based in Paterson. We used to go to the alternative school in Paterson to talk to the kids about the struggles of growing up in Paterson. Of course, we're very open to any other town as well. We just had connections there, and they let us go into the school in Paterson. We do free events, which that's where my heart really is, in the community and with the kids, like just free fun. You never know what these kids have experienced, so the free fun thing, like, I'm all for it. Anything for the community, anything for the kids, like, count me in, because I love it so much. I have a dog, Kaiser. He's right here. Let me see who wants to come up here. He's a rescue. I said I have a nonprofit. Oh, and I work in a school. Hello, the most important thing. I work in a school. I was working in Paterson. Now I'm in Bergen County, but I'm a paraprofessional. Nice. And I love my job because I get to work with kids, and people think I'm crazy because I love middle school. That's when the attitudes start coming in and everything. But I don't know, like the kid, I have a great connection. I'm super grateful. I don't really get problems with kids, and I feel like I don't go in there demanding respect. So because of that, they're like, who is this person? Like even the other students that I don't have, they're like, what do you do here? Like, are you,
Love it.
So it's pretty cool. And I love the connection that I have with kids, because I see myself in everyone, and I'm like, this is what I needed to hear when I was this age. So let me just tell you,
So gems, right?
That exactly, yeah.
So tell us about your high school, like you as yourself, your high school experience, because Planted Seed is focused on, kind of that teenage years, early adulthood, where they're just like lost. So, or they just don't know a lot about themselves, or they don't love themselves. And then they're trying to keep up with the Joneses of social media. They think their life is like over at 17. And it's like, oh, you no, you know what I mean? Like you're not even getting started yet. You're just getting your feet wet. Yeah. So tell me a little bit about your high school experience.
So in high school, I'm the oldest. My mom now my mom has 4 kids, but when I was in high school, she had 3 kids, and I was the oldest. We're all girls. So I was like, I have to come to high school. Like, I don't have anyone here that's going to be like, that's going to take me under their wing. Like, I had to, like put on a face. I didn't want anyone to play with me. Like, no, because I didn't want to be the freshman. Like, like I can't call it. I grew up in Paterson, but I went to school in Wayne because I went to Tech. Okay. So I'm like surrounded by all these people that I don't know. They're from Passaic County in general. So I'm like, I got to come in here. Nobody's going to play with me. So I went in. I had an attitude. Like, I'm not going to lie. I was not the best kid. Okay. That's why I got emotional when you reached out to me in regards to that, because the person that I was in high school, like I would have never thought I would be doing what I'm doing now. Because now I'm like all about helping everyone else, when before it's like I didn't even realize. I was just so concerned about myself. Like, what am I going to do? Like, I want to have good grades. I want to be cool. I want to do this. I want to do that. My mom didn't let me out the house. My mom was very strict. Yeah. So I was always like in the house. I wouldn't even ask my friends. My friends were like, oh, ask your mom if you could come out.
You know better.
There was no point in me asking my mom, because she was going to say no anyway.
Right.
Or if she said yes, it would be like super restricted. Like, okay, but you have to be in the house at 8:00 and I'm not picking you up. Like, Right. So I was mad often, because like I'll see my friends, they'll like on Monday, they'll be like, oh yeah, we had so much fun. We did this, we did that. And I'm like, oh my God, like I'm so mad. So then I started acting out. I was in problems, tough, very tough, but I had a couple fights. I was in school suspension. I was in detention like it was an after school program, to the point where I went to detention one day and they're like, you're not on the list. I'm like, oh, for real? Because I come Monday through Thursday. So I'm like, can I just do it now? So whenever they give me something else, they're like, girl, go home.
Right.
I was like, I don't know. Like, I don't really know what it is. But at the same time, it's like my father, I was so attached to my dad. And he moved when I was in 6th grade. Oh, wow. That was the start. I feel like I didn't even have an attitude before that. I was so used to being with my dad Friday to Monday morning, and the lady that he was with, she said something to me that like literally broke my heart. I'm telling you. He moved to Florida. I was in Florida when he first moved. And she's like, oh, like, what are you going to do on the weekends now that you're not with your dad? Oof. Oof. That was like, wow, I didn't even think of that. Thank you so much. Like, now what am I doing on the weekends? Because I'm not going anywhere with my friends. My mom's not going to let me go anywhere. Right. So I was with my mom, of course, I'm not complaining about being with my mom, but it's like, that was the cause of me. Like, now I'm like, I'm used to being with my dad all the time. Now I call him, it's not the same. So high school, it was so weird for me. It was so weird. Like, I see people's dads coming to like back to school night and stuff like that. My dad he moved to Florida, then he moved to Maryland. He was in Maryland. He was there for my graduation, you know, but
right.
It was pretty tough in high school. I was very guarded in high school because you know how catty people could get. You know, there was like this big, I'm not even gonna say big because they're not big, but it was like 7 girls, you know, like one of them had a problem with me. They all followed her and they were like supposed to jump me, which was like, whatever. And I'm like, all right, if you're gonna jump me, you're gonna jump me, like whatever. And then it ended up one of them hit me, and my mother always said, somebody hits you, you hit them back.
Or so, if not, she will hit you.
Yeah. So I remember getting off the bus one day, and the girl, the leader, her mom was outside of the bus, and she's like talking to me crazy. I'm like, oh, don't talk to me crazy. Like, you know my mom. Like, you're tripping right now. So while she's talking to me, one of the girls hit me and then walked away. So the mom was like, no, like, you're not going to hit her back. I'm like, who's not going to hit her back? I'm like, if I don't hit her back, my mom is going to hit me.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go get her. So I got her and I let her have it. Which I'm not, I am not condoning violence. All I'm saying is protect yourself. So when this occurred, this was my sophomore year, I got her bad. Like, she had a black eye. I didn't even know I could fight like that. So her dad made her go to school with the black eye, whatever. So I was feeling myself my sophomore year. They was calling me Tyson. They was everything. Like,
you made like a name for yourself.
So now, say it again.
I said you made a name for yourself.
Yeah, now you can't tell me anything. Like, right. No. So now that whole group is like, they were trying to get me kicked out of the school. That didn't work. I graduated in 2012. But yeah, that was basically now I'm not gonna say highlight. That was probably like after that happened, I didn't feel like I needed to be so guarded and like so tough all the time. Because it's like, now you know, I don't bother anybody, but if you bother me, it's gonna be a problem.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
So was that a part of your like your insecurities and your fear until that situation happened?
Yeah.
Wow.
Because I felt like I had a whole bunch of different types of friends, but I didn't have a group of friends.
Right.
So I felt like I'm not in one group, so I'm by myself, technically, you know?
Yeah.
So after that, I'm like, it's all right to be by myself but now, as I grow up, I love the diversity of my friends.
Yes.
I have different nationalities, like people who like different music. You know, I got ghetto friends, I got professional friends. I have all different types of friends. And I love how diverse I am because you can literally put me anywhere and I'm not going to feel uncomfortable anymore. I'm like that secure with everything. Like, could take me to the slums, I'm gonna be okay. You could take me, you know, to a gala and I'm gonna fit right in there too. So I really love that. And when I was younger, I didn't think of it like that.
So
and a lot of people were like, yeah.
What would you tell her?
What would I tell my younger self? What I didn't know when I was younger is that anything about anxiety. I had no idea. Like, my mom used to tell me, like, can you stop worrying about things? Like, and then it kind of like came off as negative because I was always like thinking the worst. But this still happens to me too.
Right.
So I'm always thinking like, what if this happens? Like, oh my God, my mom is not answering. What if something happened to her? You know, like all the time. And what I would tell my younger self is that you have anxiety. It's not you. It's not in your head. A nap is not going to cure it. You have anxiety, like, and go on from there and probably start therapy back then, get more in tune with my depression, No, I'm sorry, not my depression, with my father's depression and with my anxiety, because I knew that my dad was depressed. I just thought like one day he's happy, one day he's not. That's all I thought. I didn't realize that he was suicidal, that he was depressed. I had no idea about anything that had to do with mental health.
Right, right. So what would you tell our teenage audience that, you really did have it, you know, it was like a blessing and a curse almost, because you were able to kind of figure out who you were and your voice. There's a lot of teenagers that don't even have a voice, they don't even have the opportunity to have a voice. Like, what would you tell them? Because obviously you told your younger self about anxiety. What would you tell the audience?
Someone,
yeah, like
what would I tell
them?
someone now that doesn't have? I'm sorry. Ask me that question one more time. I'm so sorry.
No, it's okay. Like, what advice you would give our audience, our teenage kids right now who are struggling?
I would just tell them to focus more on yourself, because I think that we always get caught up in, what if this person thinks this? What if this person thinks that? Like, your mind lives inside of you, like, and it's not leaving you. So take care of your mind first, then everything else is going to be fine, because you have to live with your mind. You can't pass it to somebody else. Like, oh, I don't want this anymore. No, take care of yourself and yourself first. You cannot please everyone. You cannot pour from an empty cup. If somebody doesn't like you, they don't like you, and everything happens for a reason.
Yes. Oh, you just like, boom. You just like chucked somebody.
And then when we get off this interview, I'm like, oh my God, I
it.
should have said this. I should have said this. I should have added that.
Yeah. Okay. So tell us a fun fact, and then we can plug you.
A fun fact about me now or when I was younger?
Whatever you want.
Oh my God. Am I fun? Oh my God. Let me see a fun fact. You definitely asked me this question before too. Right.
I always ask people about their fun facts.
I was so caught up on everything else. I completely forgot a fun fact.
Something no one knows that's really fun.
Something. I think a fun fact about me is that I like all types of music.
I love it.
The songs that I have in my phone is so crazy, because I have DMX, I have Pop Smoke, I have 60s music. I love 60s music. Bachata, merengue, like I don't have like any heavy metal or rock, but I have pop, hip hop. Like, I'm like a human jukebox.
I love it. That's so fun.
Thank you.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so let's plug you, and thank you again. Thank you so much for joining us. I love your sweater. Of course, I love your sweater. So if you want to shout them out too, you can shout them out too.
This is from F&M Events. She has a creative space. She's an event planner.
Okay.
And she's all about women empowerment, which I personally know that she is. She was at my event last night and she gave me this for my birthday.
Excellent. And happy early birthday.
Thank you. Thank you.
Just to go into small New Jersey businesses. So how do they contact you? Obviously, guys, I'll tag it below so then you can contact her, because there's a lot of people, especially some of the people that I interviewed, they have small businesses in New Jersey. So how do they contact you?
So they can reach me on Instagram. That's like the fastest way you can get a hold of me.
Okay.
I do have Facebook. I don't know what it is. I'm not really too familiar with Facebook. And my emails have been going crazy. So Instagram messages is the best.
Okay.
I do love to connect with people in person. I feel like I'm way better in person.
Same.
So
Same.
Of course, I do have pop-up shops. And I'm always open to new vendors, but I do make it a mission to have the person meet me in person first. And the best way to do that is go to a pop-up first. Of course, fill it out, see if you like it, if you like the audience, and if you would like to be a part of it as well. Because it's just important for me to meet people first before I work with them.
Absolutely, as always. Thank you so, so much. And
Thank
everyone,
you.
thank you so much for hearing What's Her Story Wednesdays. You can find us on Instagram at Planted Seed Group. You can also see us on our website at plantedseedgroup.com. Thank you so much, baby girl. Thank you, thank you. And have a great night.
You too. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.